A minha cat tool favorita é o Mendes. Ele aceita vários tipos de arquivo, você não precisa converter quase nada para usar ele. E além disso, para lidar com terminologia é incrível. Ele aceita arquivos CSV ou outros tipos de arquivo para alimentar uma terminology base, e assim você pode usar aquilo durante a tradução para fazer pesquisa de termos. Se você inserir mais termos, você consegue também, digitando a primeira ou as primeiras letras, dar um autocompletar, então isso também te poupa muito tempo na hora de traduzir. E ele também tem, que todas as ferramentas têm, de te dizer qual é a porcentagem de similaridade entre aquele novo segmento que você está traduzindo e outros segmentos que você já traduziu antes. Então você consegue reaproveitar bastante coisa.
Judy Jenner, and I'm here to tell you about my favorite tool for translators and interpreters, and it's actually a software called Translation Office 3000. It's an invoicing and quoting software, so it's a really great tool to create professional quotes and invoices and to really keep track of who owes you money. I've tried other software, but that's not specific for the translation industry, so I think this tool, TO3000, is much better. You can do multiple currencies and you can put all your clients' information in there. It's relatively easy to use. It's a little bit hard in the beginning to set it up, but I think it's totally worth it. I've been using it since 2009, I think, and I finally got it one day when I completely messed up an invoice to a customer. Not only did I send the wrong invoice to the wrong customer, I also put the incorrect project on it, the incorrect language, the incorrect amount, and pretty much everything else you could possibly imagine was totally incorrect. So I was doing it manually, and I said, you know what, it's time for me to get some technology in that part of my business life, which was this translation software. Well, actually translation invoicing software, Translation Office 3000, so there you go. Go get it.
Oi, eu sou a Érika Lessa e eu sou intérprete, e eu acho que uma das boas formas de você começar na vida profissional é já fazer uma distinção da sua vida pessoal e profissional. Ter dois perfis no Facebook e no Twitter, que são as duas mídias que eu uso com mais regularidade. Érika, pra quê? Porque eu não queria ter que parar para pensar, né, se aquilo caberia para aquele público ou não. E muitas vezes é uma piada, é uma bobagem que não me desabona, mas que eu não preciso que o meu cliente saiba. Para o Facebook, a ideia básica que eu tenho é ter um em cada browser. Então eu uso um no Safari e outro no Firefox, por exemplo. Então facilita muito a vida. Para o Twitter fica mais fácil porque a gente normalmente usa, né, os clients do Twitter, então você bota lá suas contas. De preferência você use fotos diferentes, porque isso identifica mais fácil se você está no perfil certo ou não. E tentar programar, se for do Twitter, você tenta programar os posts a longo prazo, se você não postar com tanta frequência. E para o Facebook também, eu acabei deixando as coisas bem separadas. Posts extremamente profissionais ou relativos à profissão ficam para os meus perfis profissionais, o que não me impede de postar coisa profissional no meu perfil pessoal também. Mas é uma divisão bacana e isso te evita ter, né, problemas de coisas que você não queira colocar ali no teu perfil pessoal, profissional, né, no pessoal, e a coisa mantém mais separada.
Hi, my name is Patrick Weill. I'm an ATA certified translator. I've been doing that for 10 years. And I'm here today to talk to you about some of the tools that I use with regard to technology and software. So I'd like to start first with WordPress. That's the platform that I use with my website. WordPress is an excellent tool. It's free. What I mean by that is that you can have your website designed by someone, and then of course you have to pay for that. And you can have your website up, and you have to pay for that too. You have to pay for your domain and your server. Maybe that's $100 a year or $115, something like that. But WordPress itself, you know, like the site where you can edit it and stuff, is totally free. It's a really handy tool. What I did on my website, which is www.weillandassociates.com, is I had someone design it, but then I became proficient with the tool, so I can change all the aspects of my own website. All the text, the photos, the font, colors, everything. The other tool that I use is CAT Tools. That's computer assisted translation. And I use MemoQ and I use WordFast. one of my favorite things to do, besides translation memory, which you know about, and which is really helpful, especially if you have repetitions or if you've done similar projects in the past, is to connect my software with the machine translation. Like I use Microsoft Translate, and but there's others like Google Translate, and they plug into your software, MemoQ or WordFast Pro, and so it'll pre-translate your document, and so instead of translating from zero or from your translation memory, you can just edit the machine translate, and that's faster, right? It's a helpful tool, and it's free. I think there's a word limit of like 2 million characters per month or per whatever, and I've never gone over that. I like MemoQ better than WordFast, but that's because I'm on WordFast 3. So at this conference, I just saw WordFast 4, and it looks pretty good. I haven't checked it out yet. I think WordFast is one of the entry-level platforms, or at least WordFast 3 was, and I prefer MemoQ because it has a lot of smart functions, and I got a good discount. It wasn't that expensive.
De ferramentas para intérpretes, a gente começa a ver várias no mercado. Embora elas não tenham sido desenvolvidas exclusivamente para intérpretes, os intérpretes podem se beneficiar de várias ferramentas. Uma das minhas favoritas é uma que se chama Prompter. Com o Prompter, eu consigo trabalhar dicção, eu consigo trabalhar oratória e me tornar uma apresentadora melhor.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Flamboe, and I am an interpreter translator at Children's Hospital in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Based on the question of translation, which we do medical at the pediatric institution, the tools that we use are, I don't want to say archaic, but we don't use a lot of technology in terms of what a lot of people run to right now with different management systems or terminology bases, translation memories, etc. Just because of the volume and the turnaround time and bringing everybody up to speed on those items, it's better for us to just get down and do the nitty-gritty. So what we do at the hospital currently is we do have access to a translation memory tool, which is Fluency. None of us are very well versed in Fluency, so we can do the basic. We'll have it lined up where we'll import the document, do the segments, and then export it for then revision afterward. But a lot of times what we end up doing, since a lot of our volumes are smaller letters or clinic-based information that will go directly to a patient family or hospital signage, is more so it comes through Microsoft Outlook in a public folder. We take that, we record it into an Excel spreadsheet where we list the date, the department, the person who requested it, their cost center in case there's a cost involved, which most of our in-house Spanish translations don't have a cost involved, but if it's a language we don't handle, we have to send it out to an agency. And if it is patient-specific, that cost center would be responsible for it. If it's hospital or organization-wide, then we would absorb that cost within the language services cost center. So in addition to that, we write down the title of the document, how many words. If it's multiple documents in the request, we'll add that to the Excel spreadsheet again. And once that's done, we record who the translator is and who the editor is so that we know if there are any issues, who we can go back to and have a discussion with. So again, pretty basic, but at least we get all of our points there, so if we need to look something up, we have it there. Then what we do is we save that document into a file on a shared drive specifically for translation, in which we have it divided out by year and then by month and then by the department who requested that, and then we'll just have the title of the document in there both in English and then in Spanish with the extension, probably _ES for Spanish. Let's see, what else do we do? So then once the translation is done, then it's brought over sent to one of the other interpreters/translators for editing, who will look at it, revise it, make any additions necessary, probably go back in and save it and add final after the end. It's pretty common sense, that's the latest version. And then we send it back to our client. So that's what we do at the hospital. Again, most of what we have are shorter letters that go out to families, after visit summaries of after they're discharged from the hospital, whether inpatient or outpatient, that we'll handle. We'll do hospital signage or communication if there's going to be an electrical shutdown or they're going to work on the elevators over the weekend or something like that. We have to communicate something, it'll come to us, we'll get it out. And again, our turnaround time is about 5 business days, if not shorter. And that is pretty much it at the hospital.